called Agaricus Muscarius. First, we start from its introduction part. The source of this medicine is animal kingdom. The synonyms are of these medicines is toadstool, bug agaricus, and champing flu. Family from which it belongs is fungi family, and prover is Dr. Staff. After that, Dr. Hahnemann himself proved this medicine. Duration of this remedy is 40 days, and miasmatic background, it is Sora and syphilis in the background. And the temperament, when we talk about the temperament of the patient is nervous temperament, and the thermal relationship is chilly patient. Now we talk about its introduction. This fungus contains several toxic components, the best known of which is muscarine. The symptom of poisoning do not develop at once. Usually 12 to 14 hours elapse before the initial attack. There is no antidote. Treatment entirely symptomatic. Agaricus acts as an intoxicant to the brain, producing more vertigo and delirium than alcohol, followed by profound sopor with lowered reflexes. Jerking, twitching, trembling, and itching are strong indications. Incipient phthisis is related to the tubercular diathesis, anemia, chorea, twitching, ceases during sleep. Various forms of the neuralgia and spasmodic affection and neurotic skin trouble are pictured in the symptomology of the remedy. It corresponds to various forms of cerebral excitement rather than the congestion. Thus, in delirium of fever, alcoholism, general paralysis is seen. There is a sensation as if pierced by needles of ice, sensitive to pressure and cold air, violent bearing down pain. Symptoms appear diagonally at right arm and left leg. Pains are accompanied by sensation of cold, numbness, and tingling. Now we talk about particulars. First, we talk about the mind symptoms. There is he sings, talks, but does not answer. Loquacity is seen, aversion to work, indifference, fearlessness, delirium characterized by singing, shouting, and muttering, rhymes and prophecies, begin with paroxysms of yawning. The proving bring out four phases of cerebral excitement. First, the slight stimulation shown by increased cheerfulness, courage, loquacity, exalted fancy. Second, more decided intoxication, great mental excitement and incoherent talking. Immoderate gaiety alternates with melancholy. Perception of relative size of object is lost. Takes long steps and jumps over small objects as if they were trunk of trees. A small hole appears as a frightful chasm. A spoonful of water and immense lake. Physical strength is increased, can lift heavy loads with it much twitching. Third, there is a third stage produce a condition of furious or ragging delirium, screaming, raving, wants to injure himself, etc. Fourth stage, there is a mental depression, languor, indifference, confusion, disinclination to work, etc. We do not get the active cerebral congestion of belladonna, but a general nervous excitement such as if found in delirium tremens, delirium of fever, etc. When you talk about this head symptom, there is a vertigo from sunlight and on walking, head in constant motion, falling backward, as if a weight in occiput, lateral headache as if from a nail, which are also seen in cophia and ignesia, dull headache from prolonged desk work, icy coldness like icy needles or splinters, neuralgia with icy cold head, desire to cover head warmly, which is also seen in silesia, headache with nosebleed or thick mucus discharge. In eye symptoms, there is a reading difficult as type seems to move to swim, vibrating specters, double vision, dim and flickering, Asthenopia from prolonged stress is also seen in codeine. Margin of lids red, itch and burn agglutinate. Inner angles very red. When we talk about its ear symptoms, burn and itch as if frozen, twitching of muscles about the ear and noises. When we talk about the nose symptom, there is a nervous nasal disturbance, itching internally and externally, spasmodic sneezing after coughing, sensitiveness, watery non-inflammatory discharge, inner angles were red, fatty dark, bloody discharges, nosebleed in old people, sensation of soreness in nose and mouth. When we talk about face symptoms, there is a facial muscle feel stiff, twitching, face itches and burns, lancinating tearing pain in cheeks as of in splinters, neuralgia as if cold needles ran through nerves or sharp eyes touched them, mouth. When we talk about mouth symptom, there is a burning and smarting on lips, herpes on lips, twitching, taste sweet, apathy on roof of the mouth, splinter like pains in the tongue, thirsty all the times, tremulous tongue like lachesis, tongue is white. When we talk about throat symptom, stitches along eustachian tube to ear, feels contracted, small solid balls of phlegm thrown up, dryness of pharynx, swelling, difficult, scratching in throat, cannot sing a note. When we talk about stomach symptoms, there is a empty irritations, tasting of apples, nervous disturbances with spasmodic contraction, hiccups, unnatural hunger, flatulent distension of stomach and abdomen, profuse indolence flatus, burning in stomach about 3 hours after a meal, changing into a dull pressure, gastric disturbance with sharp pains in the liver region. In abdomen symptom, there is a stitching pain in the liver, spleen, which is also seen in cyanothus, and abdomen, stitches under short ribs, left side, diarrhea with much fatted flatus, fatted stool. In urinary symptoms, there is stitches in urethra, sudden and violent urging to urinate, frequent urination is seen. In female symptom, there is a menses, increased early itching and tearing, pressing pain of the genitals and back, spasmodic dysmenorrhea, severe wearing down pains, especially after menopause, sexual excitement, nipples itch, burn, complaint following parturition and coitus, leukorrhea with much itching. When we talk about respiratory organs, violent attacks of the coughing that can be suppressed by effort of will, worse eating, pain in head while cough lasts, spasmodic cough at night after falling asleep, with the expectoration of little balls of mucus, labored, oppressed breathing, cough ends in a sneeze. In head symptom, there is a irregular tremulous palpitation after tobacco, pulse intermittent and irregular, cardiac region oppressed, as if thorax were narrowed, palpitation with redness of face. In back symptom, there is a pain with sensitiveness of spine to touch, worse in dorsal region, lumbago worse in open air, crick in back, twitching of cervical muscles. In extremities, there is stiff all over, pain over hips, rheumated better motion, weakness in loins, uncertain gait, trembling, itching of toes and feet as if frozen, cramp in soles of the feet, pain in shin bone, neuralgia in locomotor ataxia, paralysis of lower limbs with spasmodic condition of the arms, numbness of the legs on crossing them, paralytic pain in left arm followed by palpitation, tearing painful contraction in the calves. When we talk about skin symptoms, there is a burning, itching, redness and swelling as from frost bites, pimples hard like flu bites, miliary eruption with intolerant itching and burning, chilblains, angineurotic edema, rosacea, swollen veins with cold skin, circumscribed erythematous, papular and pustular and edematous lesion. When we talk about sleep symptom, there is a paroxysms of yawning, restless from violent itching and burning. On falling asleep, start twitches and awakes often. Vivid dreams, drowsy in daytime, yawning followed by involuntary laughter. In fever, there is a very sensitive to cold burning spots. When we talk about mortalities, worse open cold air after eating, after coitus, in cold weather, before a thunderstorm, worst by pressure on dorsal spine, which causes involuntary laughter, better by moving about slowly. When we talk about relationship, we can compare this medicine by muscarine. The alkaloids of Agaricus has much power over secretion, increasing lacrimal, salivary, hepatic, etc., but diminishing renal, probably neurotic in origin, stimulating the terminal fiber of the secretory nerves of all these structures, hence salivation, lacrimation, and excessive perspiration. Atropine exactly opposite muscarine, resembles pilocarpine in action. Amencia venus, spring mushroom, a variety of agar phalloides. Death cup active principle is phelline, active like muscarine. Amencia phalloides is another medicine which is poison and toxicity, resembling the poison in the rattlesnake and the poison excreted by the cholera and diphtheria germs. It acts on the red blood corpuscles, dissolving them that so that blood accepts into the alimentary canal and the whole system is drained. The amount of this toxic principle is small, even handling of specimens and breathing of spores affect some people unpleasantly. Thank you.